You can begin.
So I originally thought that like we can learn from each other's mistakes, but then like after like I thought about it, I thought that like 'cause sometimes people hurt each other to get what they want, because in my book, Paris said that he can only become friends with the other character Tally if she becomes pretty, and I feel like he's hurting her because like she like felt like he called her ugly. But then he was like getting what he wanted because he really just wanted her like to leave him alone until she was pretty, so he could like have friends when she was pretty. But I feel like he really just didn't want to be friends with her. He just needs friends like when she comes back.
I agree because at that moment, Paris said you can't be friends till you're pretty. I felt like Paris was pressuring Tally to become a pretty and not get herself in trouble and not be herself, because usually she likes getting in trouble and is really daring. But Paris is pressuring her not to, so she can become a pretty. But the only reason Paris wants to talk to her is when she's a pretty, because she's ugly now.
I also agree. Even though I didn't write that down, I had wrote sometimes pressure can overwhelm individuals, because Paris is pressuring Tally into becoming a pretty. Now Tally is pressuring Shay into becoming one, even though Shay doesn't want to, and it's like stressing her out because she hasn't made her design for how she wants to look.
I think that that's true in our story because like she's like telling Shay that she has to be ready for it, even though she doesn't even really want to get the surgery like to begin with, but she's just like John, Chase.
I have sometimes outside pressure can overwhelm individuals because in Gone, Sam is overwhelmed by the pressure of the kids in his group. They rely on him to like be the leader of the group, and they look up to him. So he kind of has pressure on him to always make the right decision. Because if he doesn't, they'll just follow his lead and they won't do the right thing. John?
I agree with your point. Basically, it was going to say what I was going to say.
What was it that you were gonna say? Like anything like of your own that you were gonna say, like that he didn't say?
Kind of basically just stole it out of my mouth. I was like ready to say it.
Chase.
In my book, I did the first one, or you can learn valuable lessons from obstacles and conflicts, because one of the obstacles is they have to get through a big maze in the beginning of the series, and I read that book, and they figured it out. When they did, they ran into another problem, and the second book is the second problem, and it's called the Scorch Trials. And the valuable lesson that they learned from that is some problems can come after more problems that you solve already. Alrighty, Mark, what do you have?
Okay, so I put I said, in the story, Thomas was introduced to the Glades, and he was overwhelmed with pressure because he had to adapt to the new life in the Glades because he had to run into the maze and he was not used to that. So he had to get used to that, and he was overwhelmed with pressure.
And when he got out of the maze, he was applied to more pressure when he got to the Scorch Trials in the beginning of this book that you probably read. I read just now, because of the way he was pressured when he was sweeping. He thought all the outside pressure was going to get to him, and he was going to eventually die because he takes the wrong turn or something else.
So like after he like got through one like conflict, another one came after him that came with more pressures.
Yes.
Another concept pressure in my book is Shay pressured Tally to go to this abandoned place where they're not supposed to go, and if they get caught there, they will turn to pretty. I think one of the reasons Shay pressured Tally to go there is because Shay doesn't really want to become a pretty, and if they get in trouble and they can't become a pretty, then that'll make that'll make Shay happier because she doesn't really want to become a pretty, and now she's excused not to become a pretty because she got in trouble for it.
So that's why Shay wants to like cross the border thing?
Yeah, but Tally doesn't really know that. She thinks she needs to do it because she thinks it's fun.
So in my story,
infant, so he was capable, just so he could see what Juliet was capable of doing. Warner was hurting Juliet by forcing her to torture the infant, but he was doing this to see what she would do when she's under pressure. So what she ended up doing was breaking concrete and hurting 2 of his soldiers. So how about you, Marissa?
I agree with your statement because I also had a similar thing where like Warner like forces her to like be the monster that she is, and she kind of like hurts herself doing it and other people, but she doesn't want to. But Warner is getting what he wants because of that.
Sometimes people hurt each other for getting what they want. Orson, his friend, are trying to ruin Sam's reputation so people will see them as a hero.
I don't always think it's making them a hero though, because they're just like hurting other people by like lifting themselves up.
They're trying to make other people like want to be on their side, kind of.
Anyone else have anything to share? Marley?
Hi.
Anything?
Well, I was thinking, in the book Uglies, when Tali had went to go see Paris, and instead of like helping her out of like the building that they were in where the white party was held, he pressured her into jumping off the building, like with the parachute thing. And like because she wasn't a pretty, it didn't recognize her voice, so like it really didn't help her much, and she like almost got hurt really badly.
I think he just didn't really want to see her at the time, so he just like told her to leave so that he like
Yeah,
didn't get in
because-
trouble for it.
Because at the time she had got mud on his suit, so he was like really angry, and she asked him like, "Are we still friends?" And he's like, "Yeah, we'll be friends in 3 months," and made her like jump off.
In the Uglies, I feel like Tally is pressured the most because we gave like 4 examples how Tally was pressured. I think she's pressured the most in the story, and I think because she hasn't really found her true identity yet, because she wants to be a pretty even though she's ugly, and she feels like when she's a pretty she'll find her identity as a pretty, but right now she doesn't really have an identity, and once she becomes a pretty or doesn't, that's when she